All right, this is section 1.7, pre-calculus. We're going to complete chapter 1 here today, and we should be on page 17 of your packet. We're looking at exploring a little data, linear models, and scatter plots. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what correlation means. Many real-life situations involve finding relationship between two pieces of data and making predictions. We got a positive correlation. This is y tends to increase as x increases. Positive correlation, the linear relationship has a positive slope. Negative correlation, y tends to decrease as x increases. Negative slope. And no correlation, a relationship between the data cannot be determined. So there's no linear relationship between them. All right, we've got, we need to talk about the R value. When you figure your best fit line on a linear regression or like a scatter plot, you a lot of times are able to figure out an R value. The R value tells you how closely fit your data is. And how strong a relationship we have. So R value ranges from -1 to +1. If it's close to -1, the data has a strong negative correlation. If it's close to +1, then it has a strong positive correlation. And if it's closer to 0, then the data has no linear relationship. So it all really kind of relates to the slope, positive versus negative slopes of our relationship between our two data. How to turn your R value on. So go to second catalog. You go down to D, or at least you can select D for the alpha letters, and you want to just turn the diagnostics on. The way the calculator works is once you select something, you have to press enter another time. All right, here's our first example, and we're going to go ahead and put this information into our calculator, into the X lists, and be able to create our scatter plot. The chart below gives the profit for a company for the years 1990 to 1999, where 0 corresponds to the year 1990, and the profit is in millions. So here we've got 1990 all the way down. So this would be 1999. Those years. A lot of times they'll give you data and give you a set of values from a certain year. Here's our data again, just copied over the table. Here are your steps for your calculator. You want to make sure all your lists are clear. You want to clear out your y equals. You want to make sure you turn your plots on, and I'm going to show you all of this. And you enter your data through the stat key. And to read the scatter plot, zoom 9 is a good stat fit. So clear your lists out. You go to memory, clear all lists, and make sure you hit enter again. You clear your equations out, turn the plots on, and now let me go ahead and show you how this is going to work. Here's my calculator. All right, let's go ahead and I'll show you where to clear your lists. You're going to go to second memory, and it will be number 4. You want to hit enter twice. I'm not going to do that because I have the data already entered into the calculator. And then you can quit. You're going to go to your y equals and clear that out. Make sure those are all empty. You're going to go to stat, second stat plot, and you want to make sure that you turn the plots on here. I've got a scatter plot, list 1 and 2, and then that's what's going to be created when the scatter plot exists. So turning those on. Here's where you enter your data, and now it's time to do that. So you're going to go to stat and edit, so enter. You can see here in list 1 I have the 0 through 9. List 2, I have the 5.1, 5.2, and so forth. Go ahead and pause the video and go and make sure that you get all your data entered into list 1 and list 2. Once you have your list, zoom, stat, and that should give us our scatter plot. There it is. We can see most of the scatter plot lies within a linear relationship, except for it looks like there's like that one little outlier. All right, that's how you get your scatter plot. Now, if we were graphing the scatter plot, if we were sketching it, then what you would do is you would have the data on the bottom, the years 0 through 9, like this, and so forth. And then you would have to create a scale that you would have here, and then you would finish doing the scatter plot by hand. Make sure that you label, so you've got years on bottom since 1990, and then you would have profit in millions. You want to label things. Anyway, scatter plots, that's how that works and how you can see it in your calculator. Does the data seem to have a negative correlation, positive correlation, or no correlation? Let's go ahead and go back to my calculator. It has a positive correlation. You can see that there's a linear relationship here, and it's increasing as x gets bigger. Looks like it's pretty strong correlation. All right, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fitting the line to the data. If you go here, here's your calculator steps. You're going to go stat, calculate linear regression, and write down the equation of the best fit line to the nearest tenth. We'll put it into y equals using the vars, statistics, regression equation, and then the graphing calculator will graph our line. Here we go. Keep this to the side here so we can still see that. So you go to stat, arrow over to calculate, and it's number 4. You're going to write down this equation, so it's 0.20x plus 5.04. Y equals 0.20x plus 5.04. There's our equation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to allow the calculator to store this into y equals. So you go to y equals, then it says vars, down to statistics, arrow over to EQ, equation, and we're doing the first one, number 1. And what this does is it puts the equation in for us. We don't have to worry about it. And now we can graph it. There it is. There's our best fit line. Now what I want to do is show you where to turn that R value on. You go to second, catalog, and it was diagnostics. A quicker way to get to it would be to do the alpha search. Alpha would be A and go to D, which is right there. Should take us to it. Maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and arrow down so I get to diagnostics. Getting closer. Diagnostics, we want to turn them on. Hit enter. I'm going to go ahead and show you the R value on this one. If I go to stat, arrow over to calculate, linear regression, if I hit enter, this is the R value, 0.98. So that tells you it's a pretty strong relationship. All right, there we've got everything that we have in our calculator. Let's go ahead and answer our last questions. Find a linear model given in example 1 and add line to the scatter plot. We did that. Okay. Using your line of best fit, predict the profit earned in 2019. Here's how we would do that. This is the best way to do it. Do second table, 2019, what would that be? 2019 would be at 29. So you go to your table feature, go to 29, and here we've got 10.847. So 10.85 million. All right, that is it for scatter plots and best fit line. Here is another example that you can try. If you want to pause the video and try this example. We've got let's see, is this our same example here? Looks like I got a couple of different examples that you can try this one if you would like. Otherwise, you can go ahead and complete your assignment here, page 77. This concludes chapter 1.